Let me call this out right away. You're not failing because your people are lazy or incapable. If you've ever thought, why am I still the one keeping everyone on track? The truth is your leadership isn't broken. It's out of alignment. Here's the shift. You're still trying to manage the group when the real work now demands you to lead individuals. Until that shift happens, you will be doing the heavy lifting and your team will never carry the ownership you need them to. If you're a senior leader in the public sector, that means a division head, department director, chief of staff, you didn't get here by accident. You know how to deliver results, but the work changed. It's less about technical and more about the people. Here's what it looks like day to day. You give a clear directive in a staff meeting and 3 different versions get carried out. You send group feedback about the policy draft and the same mistake shows up the next cycle. You expect ownership but end up reviewing, editing, and re-explaining just to move things forward. On the outside, you study, but now you know I'm doing all the heavy lifting to keep people on the same page. Your experiences isn't laziness, it's resistance. It's a breakdown in clarity and ownership. When my clients are in this, I call this out of alignment because clarity and ownership don't line up. You as leader end up carrying a weight that should be shared. Most leaders were promoted to execute and then you're handed a team and you're told, communicate more. So you scale direction with group talk, stand-ups, and all staff emails, blanket feedback. It looks efficient, but it ignores how individually actually perform. Here's the pattern when you manage the group. Feedback leads to fuzzy, people nod, but yes, no one exactly knows what the charge is. Motivation mismatches. I talked about this in a previous video. The same push that energizes one person shuts another one down. Development stalls. You can't grow people you don't really see. And that's why you keep repeating yourself, correcting avoidable mistakes, and rescuing work that should have already been resolved at your team's level. This issue isn't standards. This issue is your unit of leadership. Leading groups is for announcements. Leading individuals is where performance actually shifts. Here's the shift. From team, we need better communication, to Jordan, during yesterday's city council briefing, you went straight to the solution. That speed is valuable in emergencies, but in this case, it shut down the input of the planning commission. Next time, pause to confirm alignment before presenting the final direction. That's not hand-holding. That is precision. Precision leadership grows the individual and protects the outcome. And I know what you're thinking. I don't have time to handhold. You shouldn't and you won't. Individual leadership isn't hand-holding. It's precision. And precision actually saves you time. Clear, tailored feedback means you direct, you don't repeat yourself. Motivation that fits means less chasing and more ownership. Individual development means problems get solved closer to the work that you desire. A few minutes of targeted, directed communication can save 2 hours of fixing, explaining, and rechecking tomorrow. It doesn't take more time, I promise you. It takes more intention. And intention is how you bring back your time. Let's look at feedback in action, because this is where credibility is built or lost. Group style feedback is vague. You say, team quality has improved on our grant applications. What does that even mean to anyone? It feels efficient, but nothing's changing. Individual style feedback is precise. Ari, your grant application draft hit the deadline, which helps us submit on time. Misses, you used last year's funding formulas and there was no update. Going forward, first, I want you to confirm current rates with the finance team before finalizing. And number 2, I want you to attach the 1-line update log for them to review. I want you leading this standard so that the department isn't rechecking every cycle. That's affirming, specific, and puts ownership back where it belongs. And it stops the cycle of rework that eats up your calendar. This is part of the boss flow approach, building optimal success sustainably. People lead the individual, not the group. Performance, marks, adjustments, clear, not vague. Persistence, stay present, stay steady, signal, clear, calm, and consistent. When those three moves together, you stop carrying the team and start multiplying it. If you've ever wondered why one person charges forward while another slows down, it's not the attitude, it's motivation. That's why I've created the motivation mapping worksheet. This allows you to really thoughtfully come up with how different individuals on your team are motivated. What things can you do to help in that motivation? Why don't you go ahead and grab it using the link below along with the description. I don't want you to stop at feedback. Once you see the individuals are clear, the next step is applying it in a systematic way, especially when your most challenging team member is causing you stress. That's exactly what I'll cover in the next video. Your step-by-step blueprint for leading your most difficult team member.